bragged about the new portable television set that weighed a mere 20 pounds. You know something, that was just a few years ago, but technology has become so advanced since then that today we'll show you a television that weighs only 10 ounces and is capable of fitting into your pocket. Here to tell us all about how this electronic miniaturization has become possible is our electronics expert, Jim Muntz. Hiya, Jim.
Good to see you today.
How are you? Great. Now, this I know is an old TV. You're not going to tell me that this was a portable one and that you carried it with this strap here, right?
Don't be foolish, Alex. You got to be a weightlifter to carry something this big around. No, this was built in 1952, and it was a black and white television set. 19 inches, I think, was the tube size it was in.
Probably weighed a ton. What made it so heavy and what made it so bulky?
There was a lot of reasons for it. Number one, there was tubes inside of the set, and they acted as a heater, more or less, and they had to transfer that energy off these tubes into this metal chassis.
Now, what has allowed us to become smaller, to go to miniaturization?
Well, I think a lot of it's dealing with the transistor, which is the pop word of the 60s, I think.
That's what this little
fellow
is?
Yeah, that's what that is right there.
And this unit has replaced the tubes in our television sets.
It's replaced all of this.
I see. Now, this is from another television set, this board?
This would be, say, in the 60s when this transistor became a popular item.
Right.
This became a chassis of this nature.
And
then we got smaller in the 70s, and we got into a thing called integrated circuits.
And is that what this little fellow is down here?
Well, let's take this for an example. This transistor right here, you could take 400 of those and put it into this little item right here.
400 of these?
400 of those into this.
Can be converted into one of those. And if you use those little doohickeys, you wind up with an integrated circuit board that is this
size right here, which is taking the place of all these right here.
Now, this is very small, obviously, and it looks very, very neat. I mean, there's no wasted space here. How does this compare to the principles that were in operation 20 years ago?
Well, what they've done here right now, every one of these little circuits in here have all been miniaturized. And what they've done is they've taken this whole thing and run it off on a computer. This thing comes through as a strip, and the computer does the solder joints and everything.
It looks good. Let me see the inside of the old set.
Here's the way it used to be hand soldered right in here.
I see. So everything we've got there is replaced by this. Okay, I got the idea. Now, we're into miniaturization, but we're still stuck with a big TV screen.
Right.
You've got this, and this is heavy and bulky. How do we get around this?
Well, what they've done is they've been able to come along with this LCD and be able to trim this whole back end of this off and get rid of the neck of the tube.
And that brings us to our product today, which is this little wee television set. Now, you mentioned is it an LCD?
It's an LCD. It's what they call a liquid-coupled device, a charging device. And what happens is that this will operate where most of the television sets, if you take them outside, they're a little bright. It's a lot of bright, you can't see it. But with this one here, you can run the sun behind it, and it increases the intensity.
I see, so the light of the sun helps add to the picture.
Yeah.
Now, this is a great deal. I remember a few weeks ago we had a small television set that was $20 cheaper than this, but you pointed out a few minutes ago that this one is different. In what way?
It's got a radio in it.
AM, FM, stereo radio. It's got the earphones, so you can carry this, run along, do your jogging.
And when you get tired, you can sit down and watch the show.
All right. Well, this is terrific. This is lovely. Thank you, Jim. We'll see you again on the program real soon.
Thank you, Alex.
To use at the stadium or in the backyard or anywhere, here's Bob to tell you how to order your portable entertainment center.